Hey Husky hockey fans, St. Cloud State will be back in the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center this weekend as they look to take on the Miami University Redhawks. Welcome into your Husky Hockey Weekend Preview. I'm your host, Nick Spiliopoulos. Taking a look at last weekend's action against Western Michigan. On Friday night, the Broncos started off hot, scoring 3 consecutive goals, and that would not be enough as Jack Ashan put home the first goal of the game on Friday night. But as I said, not enough for the Huskies. Western Michigan takes the first game 6-2, and it was the same story, different night for the Huskies. Western Michigan again starting off really strong, getting 3 goals before the Huskies could find the back of the net. This time it was senior Jake Wallen who found the back of the net for the Huskies, but to no avail. Western Michigan takes the sweep with another 6-2 win on Saturday night. Taking a look at your NCHC standings, North Dakota sits atop the conference with 34 total points on the season. Denver coming in at number 2 with 28. Minnesota Duluth there at 26. And Western Michigan, after a big weekend against St. Cloud State, 1 point behind third place at the 4 spot. And you can see that red line there on the graphic. That will determine who gets home ice advantage for the first round of the NCHC playoffs. And your St. Cloud State University Huskies sitting at 6th, 3 points behind 5th place with 15 points. Rounding out the bottom 2 spots, Miami, Omaha, and Colorado College. As the Huskies are looking to take on Miami and get back into the NCHC and compete for that 4th spot for home ice advantage, they will welcome Miami University to the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center. And looking at the series record between these 2 teams, it's all Huskies with a 29-2 overall record throughout series history. And not to forget, the Huskies have a 6-game winning streak against the Redhawks. Huskies on the season 8-12-4 overall to Miami's 6-14-4 record. And the point leaders for each of these teams, sophomore Sam Henches, 7-5 for 22, and it's Miami's captain Gordy Green, 10 goals, 17 assists for a total of 27 points. Things are shaking up to be a good series this coming weekend. Now joining me from the rink live is Mick Hatton. Mick, kind of a different weekend for the Huskies against Western Michigan. How can they get that consistency, especially on defense and special teams?
Well, you got to have a better first period. I mean, they were a collective down 7-2 after the first periods in the 2 games at Western Michigan. They got to get off to a better start than that, and they have to stay out of the penalty box. They gave up 3 power play goals in the first period on Saturday to Western Michigan. That's just not going to cut it. They've got to play more disciplined, and they've got to be paying better attention to details. One of the things that Coach Larson said here this week was that it's about consistency, and it's about not having 5-minute glitches where they're letting things snowball on them. Give up a goal, get back to who you are. So that's going to be a key for St. Cloud State.
And the Huskies played well in Oxford. Now they come back to the Herb with the home ice advantage. What kind of things can they exploit against the Redhawks?
Well, I think one of the big things for St. Cloud State is just keeping that momentum that they had the last time they played here, right? They played 2 great games against UMD. Carry that into that, get that good feeling again when you come out this weekend against Miami. This is a team that, like you said, you've got a little bit of a mental edge maybe against them because you did sweep them in their building. Use that mental edge to your advantage here this weekend and play desperate. They need to play desperate to get themselves back into the race here.
When we just finished talking about the standings, but we'll see how the Huskies can kind of finish off their season. And now as we take a look at Mick and Nick's picks, I held the 1-point lead for a couple of weeks, but Mick edged me out. Nick Paling got 2 points, and Micah Miller got 1 last weekend against Western Michigan. So we're all knotted up at 7-7 apiece. Mick, who are you taking this weekend?
I'm going to go with Sam Henches. Sam kind of came back from injury last weekend. They were happy with how he played. They thought that he was creating opportunities again. I think this is a good opponent for him to maybe get some things going, being back on the big ice. He's a great skater. I think this is an opportunity for him to maybe get back in the point column.
All right, Mick, I'm going to take Jack Paling, you picked his twin brother last weekend. I'm going to take the other twin this weekend. You know, I like that senior leadership here on home ice, and I think Jack Paling will be able to find the back of the net this coming weekend. As the Huskies will welcome the Miami University Redhawks to town, feel free to visit SCSUtickets.com and grab your tickets for this weekend's upcoming game as the Huskies will take on the Redhawks. If you can't make it to the Brooks Center, that's all right. Both of these games will be broadcast on Fox 9+. Friday's game starting at 7:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. That wraps it up for your Husky Hockey Weekend Preview. I'm Nick Spiliopoulos. Go Huskies.